Alright, nieces and nephews, welcome back to the channel. We're doing something a little bit different today. I'm starting my video at work. Normally I get the commute in, but I feel like that same old path to work is kind of getting a little bit old. Yeah, here before the store opens, as per the usual arrangement, and bikes are all nestled soundly in their places, getting their rest for the day to come. No idea what today is going to be like here because we're going to be down at Black Widow. I rode into work, rode the night train. There's a reason for that. I haven't taken the night train on a road trip yet. And 90 mile, actually it's 108 miles from my house. So a 220 mile round trip isn't a road trip by a lot of people's standards. But like I said, I always try to minimize the risk of something happening to the night train while I'm out. And I'm trying to keep the miles down. But because it's bike night at Barracuda tonight, I wanted to make sure I had the night train with me. So we're going to brave it. We're going to do it. Not sure what the traffic's going to be like. We'll figure it out. It's going to take me about an hour and a half to get down there. Down there for 3 or 4 hours. All right, here we go. So I've never been to Black Widow, but I'm pretty sure that Bert has it set up similarly with a large-ish dealership and then an adjoining restaurant similar to OCC. And while this is a destination up here, a lot of people come, you know, for the dealership or the restaurant bar. What I've heard from people who, you know, live down in that area, the difference, so the big difference is that that's the only spot down there. So if you're gonna party at all, you're probably gonna go, that restaurant's called Twisted Fork. If you're gonna party at all, you're gonna be at Twisted Fork, I guess. Well, let's get on the road. Hey, we get to go over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. One of the bridges most prone to accidents and death. So, yeah, look forward to making it out of that alive. I keep going back and forth on whether or not I'm going to flip these mirrors around. Somebody, I mean, they did it in a very smart-ass tone, but somebody commented, you know, how dumb this was. And, yeah, it's one of those things I really struggle with making the decision because, on one hand, this looks a lot cleaner, a lot cooler. And in the spirit of safety third, we may want to leave them here, right? But if I wanted to bump safety up just a notch, and actually be able to see unencumbered behind me with use of my mirrors, I need to flip those back around. I mean, it'll look like Mickey Mouse then, and we are in Florida, so I could be a Disney promo on 2 wheels. You know what I mean? Fucking dumb. Oh boy. You guys hear me talk about Florida traffic a lot. There's some really dangerous spots between here and Port Charlotte, where I'm going. Port Charlotte, like I said, is about, I don't know, 85 miles south. I've got a bunch of interchanges coming up here, 275, 175, and 375. People never know which lane they need to be in, so they get over at the last second immediately. So that puts everybody around them in danger, cars and motorcycles alike. I got the Sunshine Skyway, which, you know, for some reason, people think they either need to be driving like grandma or Dale Earnhardt. There's really no in between. So even if you try to play it kind of conservative, you know, you run a risk of, you know, getting ran over. So it's just weird. And then all the way down on 75, it's just so crowded. I think there was a statistic a couple of months ago that at the time, I don't know if it's still valid, at the time, Florida was supposedly receiving 375,000 people per day migrating in from other states to get away from whatever bullshit politics are trying to get away from, whatever. I guess you can blame, you know, hey, you don't have any foresight, you know, to build these things bigger, but really, we didn't see that enormous rush of people. I mean, people have always moved to, retired to Florida, but one thing about population and being a retirement state is that population doesn't stick around very long. You know what I mean? There's an expiration date. Not to be too morbid or, you know, sound cold and cruel, but that's just the fact of the matter. But now everybody's moving here from all kinds of age groups, and the roads just can't handle it. So everybody deals with that traffic, specifically between Sarasota and like Nokomis, Venice area. But we're going to brave this stuff. We're going to see what it does, man. I actually wrestled with the decision to ride down there all week. I mean, today's Thursday, and I knew I had to come down here And two big factors. It's funny the things that drive us when you're putting yourself out on the internet like I do, but two things. One, it's bike night, and I'm tired of delaying the banner. I've had that banner for 2 weeks, and I haven't gone to any bike night yet. I didn't do it last night because I had my Patreon happy hour on Zoom. If you want to be a part of that, yesterday was the first one. I'll get back. I know I sidetracked. We had our first Zoom happy hour last night. There was about 6 of us in there. Everybody had a beverage of their choice, and we just shot the shit for 45 minutes. And let me tell you what, man, the free version of Zoom gives you 40 minutes on the dot. At 30 minutes, I got this little pop-up that said, "Hey, do you want to upgrade?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to upgrade." It wasn't like a warning, like, "Hey, if you keep going, we're gonna shut you down, boy." No, it was just a commercial, basically. And 40 minutes on the dot, without a 10-second warning or nothing, it just shut down. So yeah, I didn't do the bike night last night because we had that Zoom happy hour. But the second reason is because I've never been to Black Widow. I don't know when I'm going to go out of my way to get down there on time off, and I'm like, I need some content. For that, I would like to record coming down there, document that. And I mean, I don't mind being transparent with you guys about that kind of stuff. If there's an opportunity for me to make content on something, I'm going to take risks. I'm not comfortable riding on 275 or 75. It just is how it is. I'm a hardcore biker. A lot of times it's an unnecessary risk, but we're doing it anyway. Okay, the risks you take riding in Florida. So I looked at the radar and the hourly forecast today, and this was not supposed to happen. It's already been through here recently. The roads are wet. I'm getting sprayed on. It's another thing I wanted to avoid after paying however much I paid to get my bike detailed. But it is what it is, man. Looks like we're going to be fighting the rain the whole way down. Well, maybe not the whole way down. Maybe this is it. And maybe by the time I get up here, it's going to be gone. But it's unlikely. Let's be real. Well, regardless of whether I get rained on or not, at least for right now, it's beautiful out here. I mean, the rain having just gone through here, the temperatures dropped significantly. The water looks very calm. I mean, it's not very windy anyway. This is the kind of stuff, man. This is the kind of stuff I live in Florida for. I mean, I like the back roads, Spanish moss, all the good country stuff that comes with riding on those back roads. But come on, baby. If you're in Florida, you gotta do some of this stuff right here. This is definitely, yeah, man, one of a kind. The only place in the world that you can see water right here in Florida. That last little bit was for all the people who got really bent out of shape on the Made in America stuff. You guys are crazy, man. And then somebody in my last video, if I'm poking fun of at you, if you feel poked fun of, whatever, it's on you, not me. Even after that whole thing about talking about Made in America and being a joke, somebody still in the comments was like, I really hope you're being facetious there. Yes, I was being. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, come on.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Truthfully, I've never ridden with a skinny tire like that on rainy roads, so I'm not even sure how this thing's going to handle. I guess it's up to me to make sure we don't dump it. Oh boy, that's nasty. That's nasty. There's some rain over there, but that's a whole wall of Florida right there, baby. And we're heading right into it. No fear. Onward we go. The Lord of the Swamp has shined his light down on the Bogator. Look at this. Oh, the bridge curved. I thought I'm heading straight. We're going to get a little bit lucky. I mean, I'm getting a little bit sprayed on. I'm getting a little bit of rain hit me in the bare skin. It feels like pins and needles. But look right over there, man. That 100 yards away is just absolutely getting dumped on, man. Thank God I'm not riding my motorcycle across the top of the water right there. Well, I didn't record any on the way down here, really, except for some B-roll shots. It's surprisingly smooth sailing. You know, last year when I had that regional manager job that I was fired from, I was down that way all the time, and traffic was never smooth. But this is my first time really, we'll call it the second time in Port Charlotte. The only other time I was down here was last year when we picked up my wife's Shadow, and I rode it on Highway 41 from, was it Cape Coral? Yeah, Cape Coral all the way back up. We stopped in Port Charlotte for a little bite to eat. Other than that, I've never really been down here. I kind of like the vibe, man. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot going on. I kind of alluded to that back up at Barracuda. You know, maybe my wife and I are looking in the total wrong area. Maybe we should be looking down this way, right? I mean, the nature coast beaches suck. We've seen that. Maybe this is it. Buddy, we in South Florida now. South Florida. We get closer to, this is like 90 miles directly south of St. Petersburg, Clearwater. That over there, that's all swamp. I'm surprised an army of my little nieces and nephews aren't coming out here to greet me from the swamp. But you know what? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a little warm out. Maybe they're eating. You know, I get it. But they know I'm here. Hey, cuz. Oh, yeah, boys. Out here in the sea of wooded swamplands, I see the familiar barn shield like a beacon calling me home. A beacon of orange to tell me you have made it, my child. You have made it to the barn of all American, 100% American-made muscle. This is kind of cool, man. It looks very similar. All right, I had full intention of stopping somewhere between there and here because my ass really hurt. You guys are going to think I'm a whiny old bitch, but my ass really hurts on that seat. That Softail is a lot more comfortable than anything rigid that's probably out there, but goddamn, it definitely ain't made for freeway traveling, that's for sure. But I kind of got into a groove and I decided not to stop, but we're here. Birch Black Widow. I was talking to my boy Steve over here. I used to work with over at Barracuda, who moved down this way a couple months ago, and I confirmed. I said, hey, I heard that there's not really much going on down here except this bar. He said, yep, ain't really shit going on but old people and fishing. Nice. You know, the setup ain't too bad down here. I like the mood lighting. It's like dimly lit. All the bikes parked here. Shock and awe. A lot of the same things we have, but they do have a couple of Apex Limiteds. Those are one of my favorite color scheme bikes that Harley's ever made. And just like most Harley stores, we've got an entire drag strip worth of general merchandise. I like it. Now, this is Florida's off season. You know, when it gets hot and rainy outside, a lot of people just stay home. I kind of like the environment quite a bit, man. You got Twisted Fork right here. We got the Rays training facility back there behind the building. I thought that was cool. I almost mentioned on the way down here that I know the Rays have their spring training down in Port Charlotte, but I wasn't sure where. Well, now I know, and it's literally right here. All right, you guys know I do the pictures over at Barracuda. I really like where their spinner is. I love how they have a Fast Johnny right in front of that OG photo of Harley and the Davidsons that everybody knows. That's awesome. That's so awesome. I dig that, man. They also have one anniversary edition motorcycle up here. Big fan. Wish we had more of those. Yeah, I dig it. It's a more cozy atmosphere. Not quite as huge as the Cuda. You know what I mean? There's some other guys. Look at these guys over here. Look at these guys. Clowns, every one of them.
Eventually.
Look, you can't come all the way down to Port Charlotte and Black Widow and not come over to Twisted Fork, which is their, I don't even want to call it their version of OCC, because that does this restaurant a disservice by comparing it to something that they're.
You guys are like the chef, like frying chicken.
So similar relationship, but this thing's independently owned and operated. We just have the land and the building. So I'm pretty excited to see. I ordered a pulled pork sandwich. I like putting pigs in my gut. Hey man, they say the quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. You ain't got to twist my arm. Look at this. Look at this pulled pork sandwich. I'm not going to give you a full and thorough review of this thing, but if my eyes are any indication, maybe that's going to be delicious. All right, boys. guys, that's going to wrap it up down in Port Charlotte at Black Widow. I would love to say that it being 3 o'clock and being an hour and a half back from Barracuda, that I'm heading home for the day, but I'm not. Still got to head to Cuda. It's our bike night tonight, and so that's our long day. So, yep, got to head back. Got some things I still got to do for the old job responsibilities. Looks like it's about to storm again, so maybe we're going to get another close. You know what we're going to do? I know I can go back that way and bust a left, but we're gonna head up. I don't know what road this is. Hopefully it's Highway 41 or something similar. You guys know I like OCC. We spend, Thursday nights there, even after work, hanging out. Sometimes we'll go up there on Saturdays if they have a good band. But that Twisted Fork, the food there, OCC food is good. Okay. But Twisted Fork, significantly better. I'm not talking shit about OCC. The place is good. But they don't hold a candle to Twisted Fork back here. You guys got it going on. If you guys wanted a little taste of philosophizing Uncle Bogator, you're going to get it right here. So, part of our training down there, we have an engagement officer for the company, that works for Black Widow and Barracuda. So when you guys thinking about dealerships, don't just think it's so you go in there and there's just a bunch of hustlers in there out to take your money. I mean, it is a business. We are trying to make money. There's no reason to get into a business unless it's purely a charity, unless you're trying to make money, right? It's the whole point. But one thing I can say that was kind of surprising for me is that Bert's really puts a lot of energy and focus into the culture, people, the engagement side of the house. And we have an engagement officer for that. I see her often. She goes back and forth between the two dealerships. And we're kind of talking about, what is, part of our mission statement is our values is FM, WPTK FM, and FM stands for matters, like what matters. And, we were kind of going around the room. I told her, I don't know. It's not me trying to, be lazy and get out of it. I'm at a spot, and I shared with you guys, a lot of you who've been here, I shared with you, a couple months ago, right after we got the night train, actually, about how, I've always been on this upward path, always chasing the next level, and I think I'm done with that. So it's hard to say, like, what is my work passion now? I'm not devoid of passion. It's not like I'm just lethargic and apathetic hanging around the workplace. No, I'm passionate about motorcycles. I'm passionate about getting people onto motorcycles. I'm passionate about spreading the gospel of motorcycles. But a couple times in the last few months it's been, if you want to get promoted, you need to do this, or if you want to move up, you need to, and I'm thinking, yeah, if I want to get promoted, but I don't want to. I don't think I want to anymore. You know what I mean? Look at that. This is pretty. I'm glad it came down this way. Holy smokes, this is gorgeous. Look at that. South Florida, baby. Anyway, so, yeah, that's where we were at back there. And I think she knew I was being sincere enough and not being, just trying to get out of the assignment. I don't know. I don't know. I'm telling you guys, I don't know. I'm totally happy. I make a lot of jokes, but I'm totally, if I could sell, pay everything off, not fall back into the debt trap, just find a place to rent and a job that pays okay, keep building the Uncle Bogator brand, I'm okay. I don't need to chase anything at work. I don't need to chase anything for somebody else's business. A lot of respect for business owners who started way before me and have their shit together. A lot of respect for Bert. A lot of respect for the YouTubers who were smart enough to start years and years before I did. I'm just at that place where I wish I would have done it sooner, done anything sooner, because everything I do now is just for somebody else's gain. And if you work for somebody, you're doing the same thing. Unfortunately, while I do have some shreds of creativity, I don't think I'm, I can't, if somebody said, hey, Mike, come up with an award-winning business plan, got me. If I could do that, I would have done it. Yep, that was philosophizing Uncle Bogator. I hope everybody smoked a bowl or something for that. I didn't. I can't. Drug test. Hey, speaking of things for Uncle Bogator, we got some exciting things. Well, I'm excited. If you look below this video, and if you have looked below recently, you've noticed in the last many months that I've always had a store shelf down there. And there are a couple people specifically who I saw with things that had my logo on them. Loose Juice, for instance, when he came to camp out last year and was wearing my yellow shirt for maintenance. Loose Juice, I love you, brother. That shirt looked like absolute ass. And I was kind of embarrassed that there's something that I created and it's out there on that. Not Loose Juice, it could be on him, but just the material was awful. The printing was awful. I'm like, oh God, this sucks. And so I switched companies. I went from Spring to Spread Shop, and a couple people ordered the new stuff when it came out. I asked them privately, hey, how did it come out? They said, oh, it's okay. Nobody was really blown away. And obviously being friends with Josh, I started talking to him and asking him about things, and he's kind of guided me in the right direction on some things. And for my first real shirt launch, I got it coming out soon. I've still got the art commissioned. I'm waiting for some sketches. I think it's a natural thing if people put oh, my first shirt's going to be my logo. I'm not doing that. I'm going to do it. But I think my first one, I love it. I think a lot of you guys are going to love it too. A lot of you guys are going to be like, what the fuck is this? I love it. It's way over the top, man. We're owning this swamp thing, this Bogator thing. We're owning that shit down to the wire, man. You guys who like over the top shit like that, you're going to love it. It is going to be pre-order. It's easier for me, especially, being as small as I am, it's easier for me on the cost. If I don't know how to judge how many of which size do I need. I have no idea. Pre-order eliminates all the guesswork because you're going to tell me what I need to be ordering and paying for. I like the pre-order. I'm going to work out the detail. I can't wait to show you guys the art, show you what's coming out. It's just going to be, if it comes out how I imagine, I still haven't seen the art. It's going to be intense. Anyway, I'm rambling. Once again, I'm very good at that. I'm always good at that. We'll see you up the road.
Hey, one thing I want to show you guys, this is kind of free advertisement, I guess, for Bert, but I like where I work. I'm recording now inside because it's so loud out there with sound checks going on and shit, but every Thursday night, we just started a couple weeks ago, before bike night, we have a ride that's put together. They go out for about an hour, they stop somewhere midpoint, pick up other riders and bring them back to bike night. It's really cool. You got volunteer ride leaders, they make the route, etc. I'm gonna show you that the ride keeps getting bigger. This is the third week and it keeps getting bigger. Yeah, look at this. 2 weeks ago, there was like 8 bikes. Last week, I think we had 15, 20. It's starting to get bigger and we're posting about it on Facebook. So if you're local and wanna go on this ride, come here about 6 o'clock, register for it. It's pretty damn cool, man. We're very active in the motorcycling community over here. Love it. It's a rainy day outside. It's Tuesday. The video actually comes out tonight. I frequently record the outro the morning of release. I'm hungover a little bit. I'm off. I look like shit. That's normal. Anyway, it's gonna wrap this video up. I had a good time. And this was a very heavy moto vlog style video, and that's hit or miss for some people. Some people don't really care for that, but I mean, it is what it is. I do what I do. Yeah, it was kind of fun being on the night train that whole day, and it was a little scary. I was a little anxious about it because it's a lot of cars out there on I-75 backed up, bumper to bumper, all the way back, pretty much the way back to Barracuda. But night train giveaway is still going strong. I just had to put a new tire on it. You guys are going to see that in an upcoming video. I just put tires on a little over a month ago, and I had to replace the rear tire already at my expense. So, it is what it is. What can you do about it? Nothing. Just move forward, as is the way with life. Yep, so grab your entry. Your sticker is the entry into the giveaway for the night train. UncleBogator.com. Link is going to be down in the description. And I appreciate you coming along for this video. I always do. I love you guys. We'll see you later.